Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the conversation on TOS TV Network, your digital-first Pan-African news network, reaching you from here in Abuja, that's Nigeria's capital city. Quite a good day, a good day to bring you the show today. My name is Ade Suwalsui.
And I am Sagir Ibrahim. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Yes, good morning, Sagir.
Good morning, this one.
Why are you panting?
Was I panting?
Why did you breathe? Okay, why did you take that kind of hard breathe?
Like, I needed to relax myself. Outside is really wet outside,
Yes.
It's been raining overnight.
I mean, my kind of day. It
very
is my
cold.
kind of day.
And this is why you are lazy. You just like to sleep.
Yes, I'm here every morning. How's that possible?
And they won't know because you have to be here. But after here, what happens after?
Okay, so because I like rainy days, I'm lazy.
And this is why I carry on with the show. Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay, so what's a good day, to bring you some Tuesday morning motivation to spur you, kickstart your day. Yes, we're going to bring you the quote of the day. And after that, we'll be looking at stories from across Africa.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant. Enjoy the Cadbury goodness.
All right, let's get into the stories, starting from Uganda. So there has been an outrage by Ugandan citizens after the government handed nearly $30 million to members of parliament to buy new cars this week. Each of the 529 lawmakers received 200 million shillings, that's approximately $56,500, to get new vehicles in a country where a manual laborer earned an average salary, that's an average monthly salary of about $28, while a teacher gets $75. What country does this remind you of, Sagir? Yeah, it's a question. I asked you a question. What country does it remind you of? Because it feels as though, I'm going to help Sagi right since he doesn't want to answer the question. It feels like something that we here in Nigeria have always, spoken about, always talked about.
Yes,
year
it
in,
is.
year out, you've always spoken about it. And then we're seeing Ugandans having to face the same fate. What do you think about that?
Unfortunately, it's not only Uganda, Other African countries face same problem. I mean, just yesterday, a national daily carried as one of their headlines that the president of Malawi traveled to the UK to attend a virtual conference because the internet connection in Malawi
A
was
virtual
poor.
conference?
Yes. So you need to attend a virtual conference on either Zoom, Skype, or any of these virtual platforms, and the network is bad. The internet service is bad in your country, so you flew out to the UK, to get better reception, and then joined the video conference.
Wow.
I mean, it would have made more sense if you just flew to the venue of the event, attended the event, and come back. No, but you had to fly to get better reception to attend a virtual conference. So it's not Nigeria alone. It's also not Zimbabwe alone. Uganda alone. It happens across Africa. African countries continue to suffer this, especially because we have a population who might not rise up in terms of knowing their rights and being educated enough to know what's theirs by right. Because the truth of the matter is a lot of Nigerians do not know that they are suffering this by choice. If they decide to stand up, a lot of things will change. There's a lot of things that Nigerians and Africans as a whole are taking in that they shouldn't be. So the moment Nigerians get to an understanding as well as Africans that these guys are parliamentarians, they are in the government to serve us and not the other way around. So the bumper pay, the bonuses, the recess and all of that is not an excuse for them to amass wealth, and their position as well is not an excuse to amass wealth, come back and oppress we who voted for them in the first place. Then they begin to understand and they begin to get things done the right way. If not, why would somebody get a $56,000 check to get a car when an ordinary man on the street earns between $28 to $75 monthly. I mean, that is gross cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, we move to the Equatorial Guinea here, where the Equatorial Guinean authorities, in a statement released Saturday, are demanding that the unilateral and illegal sanctions imposed for corruption by the United Kingdom against the son of the president be lifted. On Thursday, Theodorin Obiang Maguire, vice president of Equatorial Guinea and son of the president, were sanctioned by London for the misappropriation of public funds and bribes that enabled them to finance a lavish lifestyle. This just boils back down to what I was saying earlier, about this problem being an African problem. Yes. So the earlier people wake up to their responsibilities and rights as citizens, the better for everybody.
All right, moving away from there to back here in Nigeria. Oh, so Sierra Leone said it will never forget the big brother role played by Nigeria in the wars that engulfed it in Liberia. Speaking with the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja on Sunday, the High Commissioner of Sierra Leone to Nigeria, Dr. Solomon Gimbe, said that Nigeria spent over $13 billion on the liberation of his country in Liberia. He added that the role played and still being played by Nigeria, with nothing demanded in return, outweighed the support it received from Western nations.
I just wish other countries also realize this. Nigeria played a big brother role to a lot of countries, including Ghana and South Africa. Now, unfortunately, these are the countries that have been giving Nigeria and Nigerians a whole lot of problems as regards xenophobic attacks and all of that. Perhaps if they remember that Nigeria forms a very huge part, or plays a great part in their history, Nigerians will not be getting all of the treatments that we are getting from all of these countries. But then again, some Nigerians out there are really not doing the nation proud. But you still need to bear in mind that there are a lot of Nigerians as well who are doing big things and who are representing the nation and making them proud outside in all phases, in all sectors, and in all walks of life. So the earlier they accord Nigeria the respect it deserves, the better for all of us as a country and as a continent. Because Nigeria is indeed the populous black nation on earth till date. So they just need Nigeria.
All right.
All right. To the final story on the development scenes. Armed bandits abducted at least 50 travelers on Sunday along the Sokoto-Gusau road. Although an official of the Sokoto state government who confirmed the abduction did not state the number of victims, a witness said over 50 people were kidnapped during the operation. According to some sources, most of those abducted were boarding buses belonging to the State Transport Authority, known as SPORA.
Oh, this is a story that we're getting accustomed to hearing day in, day out in the country. So it's like every time I hear a story of kidnap abductions, I don't know how to feel about it.
Yes.
Because it's like you hear that these persons were released yesterday, and then somewhere that some persons are getting released, but some persons are also getting picked up. So it's like two sides of a coin, and I don't really know how to feel about it.
It's unfortunate that Nigerians, for almost a decade, if not more than a decade, have been faced with a harsh reality of having to live with bad news, extreme bad news, and that became a part of
and
the
not
daily
be
life.
so faced by it.
Exactly, because at a point, I was speaking with a colleague one time, and he said back then when they were in school in the University of Maiduguri, they had bomb blasts like around 4-5 a.m. in the morning, and everybody is sleeping. Why? It has become
a norm, yeah.
So it's now the usual and the new normal to hear explosions in the middle of the night, in the morning or in the afternoon. When you just hear, a very huge sound or a thud, you'll be like, another one has exploded. I just pray the casualties are not as much as the last one.
It's just terrible and terrifying, to see. And I hope that, our authorities keep doing the best that they can to ensure that
I hope so
we get out of this real soon. All right, with that, we'll bring you, a COVID-19 update from across Africa. But, before we bring you the update, I'll always tell you COVID is real. The third wave, the Delta variant, is real and is ravaging really fast. So you have to do your part. You must do your part to ensure you're safe and, you know, everyone else is safe. I mean, vaccinations aren't enough, so there are lots of persons that would not get vaccinated until later. So you just have to, you know, take precautions, all necessary precautions to ensure that there's no spread. We curtail the spread of the virus. With that, to bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa, and afterwards we'll be looking at front pages of Nigerian dailies this morning.
TOS TV Network mobile app is now available. You can now catch up on our breaking news, stream our programs live, watch out for the latest update on sports and politics as they unfold. You can also get notifications for our upcoming programs and events. All these on our TOS TV Network mobile app, available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. TOS TV News from Africa by Africans.
You're also watching The Conversation on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you can be part of the conversation by connecting with us on our various social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TOSTVNetwork.com. You could also watch the conversation on our website at www.TOSTVNetwork.com. You could also watch other programs by TOS TV Network on our YouTube page at TOS TV Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It is the newspaper segment of The Conversation, and this morning we begin with the Business Day newspaper. And on the front page of the newspaper this morning, the banner headline states, 5 areas Nigeria's gas is in demand amid energy transition. Beside that, we see Tokyo's Olympics drown Japan's in pool of debt. And that's it for the front page of the Business Day newspaper this morning.
Moving over to the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, starting from the banner headline there, and it's on secession, says Kanu to remain in DSS custody as Igboho's fate hangs. IPOB leader absent as court adjourns to October 21. Economic activities disrupted in Southeast. Afeni Ferry backs Igboho, criticizes federal government. And underneath the picture of the day, PDP governors ask National Assembly to entrench e-transmission of election results. Many killed as bandits attack Zamfara communities. Buhari signs 982 billion naira 2021 supplementary budget. And the last headline on the Daily Trust newspaper says, moves to recharge shrinking Lake Chad begin.
We move to the Nigerian News Direct newspaper, and we'll start from the very top this morning. Buhari signs 982.7 billion naira supplementary budget into law. That could be found on page 13. Besides that, we see PENCOM begins payment of 2.5% pension differentials to retirees, and that could also be found on page 13 of the Nigerian News Direct newspaper this morning. Besides that as well, we see Abiodun inaugurates 20 LG chairmen, charges them to provide good governance. For the banner headline there, we see separatist agitations, confusion over Kanu's absence in court. We have a rider there, Igboho's fate on extradition unknown. Underneath the picture of the day there, we see NCC to strengthen judicial collaboration in tackling telecoms service challenges. And underneath that as well, we see unknown gunmen attack Sokoto mass transit bus, kidnap 60 travelers, kill 2. Underneath that as well, finally, we see PDP Governors Forum, APC discredit resolutions as lies, conspiracy theories.
And the front page of the Daily Times newspaper is what we're going to be looking at next. The very first headline there says, Buhari signs 982 billion naira 2021 supplementary budget, heads to London for Education Summit medical checkup. That's on page 2. Besides that, Nigeria's import bill hits $50.3 billion. Decisive measures needed to knock out bandits. And the banner headline there says, Nnamdi Kanu to remain behind bars, till October 21 as federal government fails to produce IPOB leader in court. Kanu drags Nigeria, Kenya to African Rights Commission, and that story is continued on page 2.
For the final newspaper this morning, we look at the Blueprint newspaper and start from the very top where Kali Air to unlock economic potentials of Cross River, and that's by Governor Ayade. Underneath that story, we see GT Bank embraces post-pandemic disruption, builds own fintech, and besides that, we see why Kanu could not appear in court, and that's by the federal government. We have a couple of writers underneath that headline. We see produce our leader on October adjourned date, and that's by IPOB. MRA faults DSS over selected media accreditation, and that could be found on page 8 of the Blueprint newspaper. And in that story, we see 2 suspected armed robbers shot arrested in Ogun, and that could be found on page 9. For the banner headline of the Blueprint newspaper, we'll see as El Rufai suspends school's resumption in Kaduna, K-pop, another 80-year-old first-class monarch abducted. 2 riders underneath that headline. Medical doctor's wife, 1 other kidnapped in Benue. FG tasks AIG to deal with criminal elements, and that could be found on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. Underneath the picture of the day there, we see PDP governors insist on e-transmission of election results. I'm underneath that story as well. For the footer there, we see Buhari signs 982 billion naira 2021 supplementary budget, while Nigerian judiciary must embrace technology, and that's by Vice President Yomi Oshibajo. Buhari off to London for Global Education Summit, medical checkup, and finally, NDDC Don writes Buhari faults Oron Nation's oil-bearing claims. That's it for the newspaper segment of the conversation this morning. We'll go on a quick break now, and when we return, we'll bring you the big story.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Born Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C that supports his immunity and gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
You're still watching the conversation on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television, and like I always say, you can be part of the conversation by connecting with us on our social media pages as well as our website and our YouTube pages with the information currently displayed on your screen. This is the big story segment of the conversation this morning, and the focus will be on Kaduna school abduction. Bandits collect ransom, free 28 children. Joining us this morning to discuss this issue among other issues via telephone is a public affairs analyst, Mr. Habila Manga. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation, Mr. Manga.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be with you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. First of all, sir, I would like to ask, bandits stormed the Bethel Baptist School in Kaduna State on the 5th of July, and they abducted, some say 120 students, others say 140, and some have also said 150 students from their hostels. And on Sunday, just this Sunday, 28 students were released after ransom was paid, although the government has still denied this. But the question is, what do you make of all of this?
Yeah, the issue of paying ransom, me, I'm not in support of that too. But what is need to be done should be done. Because the truth is, leaving these children in the hands of these abductors is not good. because we can see from the ones that are released, the maltreatment and everything they pass through is dramatic. Because the truth is, leaving them in the hands of the adopters and on the hands of their abductors is very bad, honestly. Those people doesn't behave like human beings. They behave like animals, and they are after money, and so they can do anything.
Okay. So you just said you're not in support of payments of ransom. So I would want to ask, what do you now feel is the most likely action to take in situations where students or as well as any person, as a matter of fact, is abducted by bandits, and then the government as well as parents are not willing to negotiate or pay ransom? How then do you advise that they recover their loved ones as well as children back?
No, government should take a proactive action because the security of lives and property lies in the hands of the government. And so they are supposed to engage these bandits. From the look of things, there are 4 children that came back on their own. They say they escaped from the bandits' hands. And so you can use them to gather intelligence, to know the routes and whereabouts of these bandits. And you can engage them with your security forces. Because the truth is, from what we have been hearing from different angles, from some political analysts, from even political holders, office holders, what they are always telling us is that these people are known. And there's a time that Shegumi went into this camp and snapped with these bandits. That means these people are known. You go there and flush them out. I don't see reason why we are always trying to romance them and then pay ransom. They will be happy because if you pay any money now, they will still use those money to buy more weapons and then start doing other things. But the truth about it, honestly, the government has a bigger role to play by trying to engage these people. We have the machineries, we have the forces that can fight these bandits. I don't know why we are just leaving them to do whatever they want to do.
Okay, so the next question I want to ask is, I believe we've seen something like this play out before in the case of the Greenfield University students that were abducted just some couple of months ago, where ransom was delayed, payment of the ransom was delayed, and a couple of the students were actually killed, I think 2 or 3 of them, and their bodies dumped in nearby villages very close to the school premises. So now in a situation where the government on its part is unable to provide adequate security for lives and property in be it rural communities or for Nigerians in general, and then we're still having cases of abductions and ransom being demanded, what do you now advise people who have family members in the den of abductors to do? Because on all sides, it seems like, there's no hope from the government side, there's no hope from the security forces side, except on their own part, and which means raising ransom. Do you now feel it becomes necessary for them to do so?
Yeah, because like in the case of Niger State, the Islamia student, you can see that the parents see that the government is not ready to do anything.
Yes.
They went ahead to raise money within themselves. They raised about 30 million naira. And the unfortunate thing that happened was we don't know what happened, whether it's the person that is the intermediary that took some money out of the 30 million, because the bandit says that they counted the money and the money is not complete, and so they hold the other person ransom, that they have to bring the balance of the money. For me, but I know that there is so much pressure in the side of the parents because they are their loved ones, and but honestly speaking, in the fact that I am not in support of paying ransom to bandits or insurgents or whatever name you call them. But the truth about it is what it needs to be done should be done. I know the parents will not just sit there and say, okay, since the government cannot do anything, let me just leave my child or my daughter, my son there. No. but I really don't know what to say for now, honestly. But because the truth is, even if it is me, I will do the necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if I don't like paying ransom, but I will do the necessary because this person is my loved one. So I have to do something.
Having said that, do you think there's an end in sight to all of the kidnappings and abductions we keep seeing in the country? Do you think
There's
we're
not
seeing
going
an
to be
end?
end, honestly, because what is happening now, I don't think there's going to be end to this thing because they are being paid, they are making so much money. And from what we have been hearing, that so many of them comes from other parts of the West Africa sub-Saharan area, and seeing that Nigerian market is liquidative and they are having so much money in here. So most of them are here to make money. They say, Nigerians pay ransom. And so they come here to kidnap and collect money. They are making money. It's a business to them. So I don't think they will stop it unless, and let me tell you the truth, the government can end this thing in a day if they really want to do it.
How so?
They can end it in a day if they really want to do it.
Yes, but how
honestly,
so?
I'm sure because we have everything to fight these people. We are just politicizing everything, but we have everything to fight these people.
So
they are not stronger than what do you call them, rebel groups now. They're not stronger than rebel groups in other countries that we don't even the terrain. We don't even know the terrain of those countries when they are and so to make peace there. We made things easy for those countries. Then we can't do it in our own place. The government is not serious about it. If not, because if government is serious about ending this banditry or kidnapping and other things, they would do it.
So
because we have every machinery to do that. So
you're basically saying that the government is not putting to good use the resources that we have towards ending banditry.
And that's what I'm just saying. That's my opinion. That because the government has everything to fight these bandits. There are people that we know. Many people know them. And the people that would stay with us, they are among us. We go to the same market. We do the same thing. So I think it's just what do you call it? This information gathering that is needed, and then this intelligence gathering that is not working because there are people that knows all these people.
Okay.
How can a clergy, if you don't know these bandits, how can you just go into a thick forest and meet with these people? We saw pictures. One day I took pictures with bandits with heavy arms, and then you say you don't know them. You know them.
Okay.
We can end this if we really want to do it.
So to get you clear, if we stop paying ransom and we make good use, of intelligence in the country, we can see an end to kidnappings.
Yes, if we keep paying ransom, gather more intelligence, make intelligence gathering as priority, we will definitely defeat them. Okay. Stop paying ransom on them, because if you pay ransom, you are still romancing. They will demand for 50 million, 100 million. You pay them, they will be happy now. They are making cool money, cool business.
But I feel like personally, it's easy to say stop paying ransom, because would you as a parent actually, want to see your child being like a collateral damage for ransom payment? So while we're waiting for the government to do their part, and we don't mind that we have some students or some of these abductees being collateral damage before we get to these bandits. Do you think that is fair?
No, the issue is not fair. Honestly, the truth is government is not helping matters. Honestly, but I would still advise. Even the fact that I don't even like this ransom paying. But honestly, we have not left with any option than to do that to parents, like I told you.
Okay.
If it is me, because government cannot do anything, so the best is to secure my loved one. I have to pay the money they are demanding.
Okay.
It has happened in Abuja here like that. I don't want to mention names. It happens with one of our person like that. They have to pay ransom of ₦1 million to secure the person.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And thank you for staying with us on the conversation this morning. Don't forget, the conversation comes to you every weekday, same time. And that means we're going to be back here same time tomorrow. But as I always say, follow TOS TV Network across all social media platforms. That's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And of course, subscribe to stream our content on YouTube and also www.tostvnetwork.com. My name is Adesuwa Osuyi.
And I am Sagir Ibrahim. Thank you so much for watching and see you tomorrow.